Episode 3 of The Hunting Wives begins 6 months before the big murder out in the woods. There are reports about the Cromell girl potentially being kept in an old cabin, and screams from inside seem to back that theory up. Without backup, a plucky young officer called Salazar heads inside alone and winds up shot for her troubles. Back in the present, Sophie lets out her sexual frustrations on Graham. He's none the wiser to what's happening and suggests they go on a family day out at the lake. Sophie ignores Margo's calls the whole time, who instead rings Jill. Now, Jill is not happy with Brad and Abby hooking up, and she makes her feelings felt here. Abby also doesn't trust Brad either, especially as he's shifty and is lying about his whereabouts. Having had enough, Abby grabs his phone outside her house and realizes he's been sending encrypted messages to someone. She doesn't see who it is, but we obviously know that it's Margo. When she winds up smashing his phone in frustration, Abby is the one who apologizes as Brad speeds away. Having seen everything from inside, Star does her best to try and converse with Abby, but she calls her mum a cheapskate and blocks her out. In a huff, Brad drives back home, where he walks right into a lecture with his mum. Now, Jill is not happy with his dangerous game, believing that Abby is going to get pregnant and he needs to be careful not to be tied down by the wrong person. At the lake, Margo shows up on a jet ski in a flamboyant display of wealth, and Graham suggests that Sophie leave with her. Margo brings up what Sophie saw at the lake house when they're alone, and Margo explains that nobody knows about her affair with Brad. She plays on the charm, claiming they know each other now and there's no secrets between them. Sophie though warns Margo to be careful, referencing the encounter with the one-eyed cowboy in town. She believes he's a Democrat reporter and using his credentials to try and get dirt on Jed, given he's running for governor. Whether this is actually the case or not though is unclear at this point. When Callie shows up, there's a lot of frostiness between her and Sophie. Obviously, she knows Sophie's secrets about her felony, and after buying her a gun and some new clothes, Sophie heads back home and stashes that same gun in her drawer.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Sophie shows off her new threads for boar hunting, much to Graham's annoyance. Unfortunately, her hunting trip takes a turn for the worst when Callie is forced to kill the boar with a handgun after Sophie fails to hit a kill shot. They take pictures in front of the corpse and then head off for lunch. At the lake house, the gang then play Never Have I Ever, and Callie quickly turns things around and blurts out, "Never have I ever killed someone." Naturally, Sophie confesses here to hitting a pedestrian and killing them during her car accident in the past. They got a lawyer to make it all go away, but she's never really processed what happened properly, and it's followed her everywhere. Interestingly, Callie also drinks too, but that's not the pressing issue here. When Margo and the others realise that Callie used the police to run a background check on Sophie, they ice out Callie and stand in support with the new girl. Alone, Margo admits to Sophie that her mum was crazy. She never came from money originally, and she never knew her father either. He was just some random affair partner, as he had another family the whole time. When her mum died, Margo decided to skip town. Since then, she's done whatever she wants with whomever she wants because it's fun. Sophie winds up drinking here, but then things get awkward when Brad and Jamie rock up. Margo is adamant in turning her friend down a dark path and indulge in the same vices that she does. Meanwhile, Abby speaks to Pastor Pete about her issues and how nobody really sees her. Abby claims to be in the poor girl in a rich town, but she's taken aback when Pete confronts her, given Brad has apparently told him what she's done. Abby is pissed and shows up at the house party Brad is supposed to be at. Of course he's not there, given he's over at the lake house with Margo and Sophie. Abby rings Jill when she struggles to find him and winds up threatening her over Brad and the way he's sleeping with multiple women. At the lake house, Sophie cheats on Graham during a game of spin the bottle, both with Jamie and Margo. Sophie is well and truly going off the deep end here, and she even snorts Xanax too. In the morning, Sophie wakes up on the dock alone with 5 missed calls from Graham. On her way home, police pass as they've received a call about a death out in the woods. It turns out it's actually Abby, and she's clearly been shot. Detective Salazar, the woman from the start of the episode who we saw was shot, and Flynn are on the hunt here and believe they need to get forensics on board. When Sophie heads home though, she realises that her gun is missing. So as we approach the midway point of this season, it's clear that Sophie has well and truly gone off the deep end and is breaking bad. Margo is obviously doing a great job grooming her, but Sophie isn't doing her case any favours. With Abby confirmed as a dead body, it's interesting to see that Sophie woke up with nobody around her. One would presume that either Jamie, Brad or Margo are the ones behind the death, but then we also have the situation involving Jill too. Everything is starting to become a lot more messy and intriguing now, and the drama has certainly kept things spicy with its raunchiness. There's a tinge of satire to the way politics and religion are thrown into this too, but it never detracts from the main story, nor does it descend into a lecture for the audience. This show is certainly watchable and very much a guilty pleasure, even if it is unashamedly trashy. Roll on the next episode. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.